prototypes we had for the music tree you guys already saw. So basically when we start a project, we spend a long time not constructing anything, but like researching it and making sure we understand it before we go and spend money and time on materials. And so part of that research is like building prototypes and seeing if we like how they look and if we think they would function well in this school or in the setting we want it to. So this is like our very first prototype. It's kind of fallen apart a little, but this is the very first thing we made. It's made out of the same thing as that tree back there is, just in a much smaller scale. And we were testing out some fiberglass to see if this would look good on the tree. We decided that it didn't look good on the tree. And so we didn't use it, which is good that we didn't paint the whole tree with this, because that would be a lot of fiberglass, or something that we didn't really like. So then we moved on to this idea, which was a little bit of a bigger prototype. And we decided to just make it all green and see how we like that. We like that a lot better. We decided not to paint it in the end, but to wrap it with like a stretchy fabric, which you guys saw. So it's the whole process of just like trying something, deciding whether or not you like it, and then moving forward with that idea. And then you saw the solar panels. Those were really, really hard. Electricity is much more complex than you would think. So trying to do that with solar panels in this school, it was a lot of trial and error, trying something, seeing it wasn't working, trying something else, making that work, then having another part not work, and trying to figure out how to make them both work. So it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of research. In the end, you get something you're really proud of. And for me, the reason why this project was so cool and why I really liked it was because it's learning where you get something out of it in the end. You know, you're not just like, let's put this fact in your brain so you can put it on a test and show us you learned it. It's, let's put this fact in your brain so you can like make something with it, so you can like make that tree that lights up and plays music. Like, and for me, that's what made this like so inspiring, is that it wasn't just like, oh, good, I got a good grade on a test. It's like, oh, like I made like a really cool project. And that's like much more inspiring and much more like, it makes learning more interesting and fun and like easier to come to school in the morning. So that's why I really like this project. Any questions?
So you had to find out yourself why it didn't work.
Yeah.
And did you develop the internet or what?
Yeah, internet, like there were some brains around this school that I could pick a little and say like, why is this like not working? How do I make it work? Stuff like that.
You thought of giving up?
Wasn't really an option.
No, Carrie's a junior, and her team was filled with seniors. And she was actually the driver the entire time. There were some seniors who were coasting out, and she kept bringing them back in and said, no. And the beauty part, like Jen was saying, I didn't know anything either. The solar electrical engineering, I have no background in. So Carrie and I would say, okay, why this? And she'd say, oh, well, I think. And it was just this incredible opportunity to learn simultaneously. And that's the one thing we learned down here too, is that we don't need to be, as faculty, we don't need to know it all. What we need to know is how to frame the challenge so that students can move through it properly. But I don't need to be the expert. The internet has changed that, right? We have vetted content, rich content on the web at our fingertips. Now my job is to help them translate all that data into something useful and meaningful. So Mike, you want to go jump into mycelium and